the power of podcasting. So I'll just share a story with you. Shout out to Jason Parks, who came on the show and is my mentor at the moment, helping me learn all about energetics. Do wind back and listen to his episode. It's absolutely awesome. Anyway, it transpires that his wife, who I have yet to meet, I won't mention her name. I look forward to meeting her when the time comes. She has been really enjoying the podcast and the content I've been putting out. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you for your support and attention. And Jason told me a story where she had listened to an episode with Daz, who was on very recently. Shout out to Daz for joining. And Daz is currently travel schooling his two boys. Him and his wife and two sons are traveling in their caravan around Australia. A very popular thing to do for Aussies, I've since learned on moving here, and a brilliant way to access parts of Australia that just aren't possible otherwise, right? Really getting, out in the sticks. And amusingly, Daz was saying he's actually been using ChatGPT to recommend the next location, i.e., we're looking for a small surf break that's only 2 hours from where we currently are, and getting directions there, which is a thing of futuristic power. If I go back to when I was 19 years old and trying to cross Europe with a physical map and getting stuck in the outskirts of Brussels, it was an absolute disaster. Anyway, Daz mentioned an online learning platform that his boys have been consuming as part of their travel schooling. I'm not going to speak to the specifics of it, but dig it up. I think it's called Yuka, and it's mentioned in Daz's podcast as well. Anyway, it transpires that Jason and his wife are homeschooling one of their daughters. And during parts of the day, both of them are tied up with whatever commitments they have. And their daughter is slightly lacking direction. She's running out of things to do. And lo and behold, they listened to Daz's episode, checked out the educational platform, signed up to it in a matter of moments, and with any luck, I think have now already started. And Jason told me this story, and it just made me so bloody happy, because as a podcaster, it's almost kind of a lonely journey in a sense. You set out. I can see an awesome journey, and the experience is going to be one of the highlights of my life as I build this over the next 5-10 years. But right now we're like month 2, and we've pumped out a bunch of episodes, but the amount of people listening is very, very small. Some videos on YouTube, 3 views, 4 views, some of the RSS feeds, there's really not a lot of activity. And that's not to be unexpected. Like, this is about building a long-term sustainable content creation flow that basically is about people's stories and sharing wisdom and trying to grow together. But what you don't necessarily know unless someone tells you as the content creator is the impact that it actually has in people's lives. And so hearing this story it made my day. Because like someone who's enjoying listening to the podcast has heard a piece of information, researched it themselves, and is now bringing value to their family life. Like, how incredible is that? And so, shout out to Jason and his wife for the journey they're on with their kids, and shout out to Daz and his wife for the journey they're on with their kids. And I really hope that this kind of thing can inspire more, basically. Like, so, right now, those of you who are listening, thank you very much for your support. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, reach out. That's kind of what this is all about, is slowly but surely, I'm pushing a snowball off the top of a mountain. And at the moment, the snowball is absolutely tiny, but it will gain speed. It will get bigger. And with that, it will create more value for more people. And I'm just incredibly grateful to be able to go on this journey, to have built the infrastructure around me, the time, the space, the finances to actually pursue this. And I just couldn't be more excited when I hear stories like that, because it really hammers home like how powerful podcasting is, not just for me, the host, but for the audience. It feels like you're able to almost facilitate a kind of win-win-win scenario where the host, the guest, and the audience member are benefiting from these conversations. And so for that, like, I couldn't be more grateful and couldn't be more pumped about the future.